Okay, it is November 10th, 2025. Check the date, year, yes, okay. Calendars, please go back to the 13-month calendar. Okay, so yesterday, this is important stuff. Yesterday, I went to a coin show with my father and St. Jerome Crypto Experiences with St. Jerome YouTube channel. Go check him out, clintwestwood.net. I got a link to that. He makes a lot of good videos, a lot of educational videos. Of course, because he's a teacher. Always have a good time with him and Dad at the coin show. So yesterday, there's a lot of people there. I mean, I would say, I wanted to go to the coin show. I always go, but I wanted to go to gauge the traffic, in the silver market and the gold market. It's a good indicator because the last time I went, it was a few weeks back. It was before the big run up, because silver was around $42 an ounce, I think, and then it ran up, all the way to close to 55, but it was about $42 an ounce the last coin show that I went to, and there was a lot of interest. There was a lot of retail coming in because the price had been moving up, the trajectory, and then we saw lines out the door at the silver places, all the news media and all the hype, and I thought, this feels like a little bit of a top. That was my sentiment. It feels like a little bit of a top. Not that that's the end of it. It's just, in cycles, it kind of peaks and then it'll kind of dip back and then it'll go up again. But it felt like one of those periods where, okay, we're getting a little overextended on the euphoric phase. And I felt it. And sure enough. Okay, so yesterday I wanted to gauge it. What's the sentiment of retail, people coming in? Do we have that FOMO effect? What's the feeling? And it was pretty complacent, nonchalant. It's amazing how these cycles work and these markets work. But again, markets are human nature and emotion. So yesterday, I think the foot traffic was down. You had a lot of familiar faces. Pretty much people who are already investing in silver. There were some people wanting to sell a little bit, other people buying, but not a whole lot of action. Kind of like my life. So you've got, just a so-so. What'll happen is if the price goes up, which silver, it looks like it's at $50 an ounce right now. It's moved up a couple bucks. You're going to get that sentiment of, oh crap, I should have been buying it. I should have been buying it. That's what always happens. And now people are going to start, maybe I need to get some silver. It'll start ramping up, feeding on itself. Next thing you know, it's 60 bucks, 65 bucks. Okay. Then everybody wants it. Everybody's panicking to get it. And nobody wants to sell it because that's human nature. They're thinking, I don't want to sell an asset that's going up in price. It's going to keep going up. No, it doesn't. Just like you saw with the DigiByte pump last week, it goes up and everybody's, it's going to $1. Yeah, it'll go to $1, just not right now. And so when you get that, it doubled. It freaking doubled in price, in the dollar price. So again, I look at ratios though, but against Litecoin, it was strengthening. So anyway, it happens in all markets. So I was gauging, and so we're kind of in a little bit of a lull in the silver markets. We're waiting for everything to pop off in crypto. It's coming. We got the stimulus checks coming, $2,000 stimulus, dividend check, or call it whatever you will. They're going to go, it's debt money. But the last time that happened, I know people that took that, $1,200, that COVID stimulus thing, put it into crypto and made a lot of money if they'd held it. You buy Theta at 10 cents and DigiByte at half a penny. You did pretty well. Seems like a similar setup right now. So anyway. Okay, back to the coin show. Important thing here. So somebody says to me, hey, there's this guy that wants to know something about crypto, this coin dealer. And I'm like, okay, who is he? And, because, I'm there, St. Jerome's there, we talk about crypto, and everybody knows that, if they want to learn about crypto, come to us. A lot of the people at these coin shows, these silver investors, which that's how I got into crypto, looking for sound money, silver, and then it led to cryptocurrency. A lot of us have the same mindset. We want money in our own possession. We want something that can't be devalued. So it's a natural fit for people at these places to, want to learn about crypto. They just don't understand it and need a little bit of help. So I said, okay, who is he? And then, pointed him out. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, he came over and started talking about it. And it turns out that he's a dealer. He wants to buy some silver using his cryptocurrency. And I said, okay, what do you have? And it's on Coinbase. And I thought, okay, well, Does he know how to use it? Does he know how to send it? This and that. And I said, well, what do you have on there? What are you wanting to sell? Blah, blah, blah. I got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Solana. And I'm like, okay, all the big stuff, you know, that anybody would get into when they first get into cryptocurrency. And I said, have you ever sent it before? No. He says, but I want to buy some silver. I said, okay. I said, let's do a test transaction. And so he opened the wallet up. And of course, he hands me his phone, which, you know, I guess I have that trustful nature to where people just, you know, trust me. Sorry about the camera angle. I had to move it. Anyway, we're all over the place. And so I sent $5 in Litecoin. I said, okay, cool. We'll work that out. I'll send it back to you, you know, whatever. He's like, okay, cool. And I saw how easy it was. Okay, cool. And so he wants to get with this other dealer and buy this silver. Well, it ends up being around it's like over $3,000, $3,500, something like that. And he wants to pay with crypto. And so this other dealer, you know, he's familiar with crypto. And so I helped him out, got the QR code ready. And I told the guy that had, because he didn't have enough Litecoin to send, I said, you know, let's just do Litecoin. Because that's going to be the easiest thing. The transaction is going to go through. It's going to be quick. The fees are going to be low. So on Coinbase, let's swap out what you want to spend. Let's swap that to Litecoin on Coinbase because it's easier to send it just as a Litecoin transaction. I got to get this dog running here. The frickin', I call the silver slipper the dog because I think the turbo's out. So now I got to deal with that. But that's all right. Still runs good. It just doesn't have a lot of power. I can get it up to speed. It just takes a little bit longer. So I got to be careful on fast-moving highways. All right, so anyway, we get everything converted over to Litecoin of the amount and get the QR code out, bang, 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 go through the authentication stuff on Coinbase, send the transaction. A few seconds later, it shows that it's pending, shows up in the wallet, done deal, silver gets exchanged, Litecoin made it. It's a Sunday, mind you. It's a Sunday. Do you want to be writing checks on Sunday? No. Of course, you can deal with cash, but again, you need to check all that cash, all those bills. You got to think about it. You've got $3,600 bills that you might need to check with a yellow pen to make sure it's legit. The thing with Litecoin is that network confirmed that transaction and you're good. He's got it. Now, that dealer who received it can do whatever he wants. He can save it. He can cash it out. He can, it's because he's familiar with it. So it was a great transaction. Paid with Litecoin for silver. Digital silver for physical silver. Made it happen, baby. And so I got my Litecoin shirt on today. Pay with Litecoin. Got it from Johnny Litecoin. And I'm going to get my tires changed here on the silver slipper. And I'm going to pay with dirty fiat today. Hopefully get a discount. But anyway. Yeah, that's the story, baby. Paying with Litecoin on a Sunday. Silver to silver. And I look at it as, for me, physical silver, digital silver, I'm good with either one. Doesn't matter to me, whether it's Litecoin or silver. And I actually look at that ratio. And right now, well, not right now. I mean, even right now, I'd be taking the physical silver and getting Litecoin. Just me. Now, if Litecoin goes to, because right now you can take 2 ounces of silver and almost get 1 Litecoin. A couple of weeks ago, you could take 2 ounces of silver and you get over 1 Litecoin. That ratio was really good. So that's what I look at. If you can take 2 ounces or less of silver and get 1 Litecoin, to me that's the ratio, that's the trade. And it's close, as low, if it gets lower than 2 to 1, if it gets closer to 1 to 1, because it got to like 1.7 ounces of silver would get you a Litecoin, to me that's a steal. I understand what Litecoin is. I understand what's coming. I understand the fundamentals. I know what's going to happen with Litecoin, and it's just starting to happen. That 1 Litecoin that you get for 2 ounces of silver, you're going to be able to get 10 ounces of silver back and maybe 20, a full tube of silver equals. Because Litecoin is about to do something that I've talked about for years. It's about to become the sound money for the digital age. Everything is set up and poised for that to happen. And what will happen is this. Everything I've talked about, all the fundamentals, running for 14 years nonstop, never failed a transaction, fees less than a penny, privacy, nimble wimble. I don't even know where the parking spot is here. Can't even see. The lines aren't even colored. Whatever. Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, finite supply, 84 million. Only enough for 0.01 to go around for everybody in the world if divided equally. 0.25 for everybody in the U.S. if only the U.S. is taken into account. Litecoin and the development, it's decentralized, it's proof of work, it's not airdropped out of nothing. All of the good energy that's gone into it, volunteer work, everything I do, I don't get paid to do what I do. I promote it, I talk about it because I love it and I know that it works. I'm not going to talk about things that I don't believe in. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. And you couldn't pay me enough because I won't do it. Oh, hey, Westwood, let me sponsor you and you need to talk about Solana. No, not doing it. You could give me $1 million. You're not going to see me coming out here talking good about Solana. You're not going to see it. You will not see it. Because if I don't believe in it, I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to talk about it. That's the same with Litecoin. I do it because I know what it is. I understand what it is. I talk about silver because I understand what it is. I know the value of it. I just want other people to pay attention and look at it. Do I gain from anything, any of this that I talk about? No. I just want people to have the opportunity and hear the message. I wish more people, I wish I would have, in 2010, known about Bitcoin and just said, hey, put $100 into it. Yeah. And then just held it and understood what it is, the payment system that it is. Now, Litecoin does it far better, and that's where we're at. We're at that Bitcoin moment of 2000, I don't know, maybe 2013 Bitcoin. You can take little over $100 now, probably $110, and buy one Litecoin. Just do that. If you don't believe anything about it, I mean, if you just want to gamble, just buy one and hang on to it. And then when it's at 4 digits, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I should have bought more. And then when it's at 5 digits, you're going to say, I had an opportunity and I squandered it. It was so cheap. Yeah, same Bitcoin story. It's about to be the Litecoin story. I'm just saying, do with it what you will. But I know what I believe in, and I know what works, and I know what is valuable, and I know what is undervalued. And therefore, that's why I talk about Litecoin. The fundamentals of Litecoin are better than anything out there. I mean, they really are. I mean, you do not have a proof of work blockchain that has been running nonstop longer than Litecoin. It is the only one that's been running for 14 years nonstop. I know I'm blocking the sun here because it's a little distracting. Bitcoin can't even say that. Ethereum can't say that. No other chain can say that. The consistency, the longevity, the solid network that it is, you can't compare. And the development team, you've got a founder that sold it all, which is a great thing because there's no centralized, person there that's holding it. There's no Vitalik Buterin for Ethereum, a foundation that holds all the freaking coins. No, can't be manipulated. It's decentralized. So, yeah. You got ETFs soaking it up. I mean, the Canary ETF has, 56,000 Litecoin. It's soaked up in, not even a week and a half. You've got the government going to open up, so all of these other ETFs that have been pending are going to open, and they're going to start sucking up the Litecoin. A finite supply like that, where there's only 0.01 to go around for every person in the world, and you've got one entity that's already picked up 56,000, what happens when the other 8 ETFs get approved? And they start eating it up. Yeah, you're already seeing the signs that it's about to do something that that people are going to be shocked about, and rightfully so, because it is way undervalued, just like silver is way undervalued to gold. Litecoin is way undervalued to Bitcoin. Does everything better. So, don't say you weren't warned. All right, take a look at it. I want to give two shout outs. Again, I talk about things that I believe in. There's 2 people in the community who have started stores, shops. They've been around for a while. Go to 84million.com. Just spell it out. 84million.com. Just like Litecoin has 84 million. If you go to that shop, he's got all kinds of cool gear. I was sporting one of the shirts yesterday at the coin show. I love the stuff. Pay with Litecoin, support the community. I mean, use that money to support each other in that ecosystem. It's important to make it. Adoption. Get it, start using it, just like yesterday, facilitate a transaction, Litecoin to silver, and then vice versa. But anyway, the point of that is, let me go back to the coin show real quick. The dealer that actually used the Litecoin to buy the silver, he said, I want to start taking cryptocurrency. I want to start taking cryptocurrency when people come to me and buy silver. And I said, well, this is how easy it is. So we had a talk and exchanged information. And so this is a dealer who understands the value of that payment network because he saw it work. He wants to receive cryptocurrency for his silver, for his gold that he sells. Yeah, it's coming. And not everybody gets it. When they get it, you're going to be too late. You're not even in the game at that point because it's going to be so widely accepted and used and desired that, sorry about your luck. I mean, really, that's why I'm telling you now, Litecoin, just get one. Maybe add a 0 or 2. That might be better. Get one, though. Really, if you just gotten one Bitcoin in 2013, how would you feel right now? Yeah. Okay, so back to 84million.com. You want to check that shop out. I mean, this is a super solid supporter of the Litecoin community. I've known him for several years. I bought all kinds of stuff and paid with Litecoin, all kinds of Litecoin gear. He's always got new stuff. Support him. Go out to 84million.com. This is someone who contributes to the community and wants to grow the community and starting a small business to support Litecoin and the community. He's got a coffee shop. He's got awesome coffee beans, Litecoin coffee. This is what we do. This is how we build networks, and this is how we grow. 84million.com. The other one, awesome dude, arttoy.org. Man, he's got these cool collector cards. Of course, I've got the complete set, one of maybe 4, I don't know. But he's got the random packs left on there that you can go and buy. And I mean, it's dwindling. I looked last night and, there was, I don't know, like 92, and now there's like 67. There's only 500 that exist, and now you're down to 67. That's all that are available for purchase out there. I mean, these things are really cool. Check out my feed. I retweeted something with all the cards on it. These are collectible things, man. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, the work that he's put into this, the artwork that he's put into these cards. I see some of these other cards for, I don't know, on other platforms, people buying all these different things. These are Litecoin cards, man. I mean, people are going to FOMO over anything Litecoin at some point. And then these things are going to be, there's only 500 of them. 500 cards. And if you got a whole set, just saying, I mean, he creates such great art, the artwork, the little Lesters, I mean, all this stuff. I mean, I love art, especially when you combine it with something like Litecoin. And, I mean, I know the effort and the work he puts into it. I mean, he goes to the summit. I can't wait to see the Litecoin summit again, both of these guys. Anyway, go to arttoy.org, go to 84million.com, get that Litecoin stuff. Litecoin, about to be a household word. Just saying, sound money for the digital age. All right, have a wonderful day. I love you all. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, find things that are undervalued, pay attention to those, and don't be complacent. If you feel it, if you're feeling the fire, better act on it. Really. Okay, sorry about the camera angle. Is what it is. Get these tires changed, and I'll be rolling. I'll be sliding in this silver slipper. Smooth. All right. Love y'all. Have a wonderful Monday.